Unfortunately, these days, because of euphemistic conditioning, people are so acclimated to not wanting to receive the truth because they don't recognize it. But you have to understand, people just want to be told how wonderful they are, how perfect they are. It's not their fault. It's somebody else's fault, but that's not the truth. You have to accept culpability for your actions, for the things you've said, for whatever type of situation of a negative nature that you're involved with. If you've done something wrong, own up to it. You can't live in denial and you can't live in a lie. You exist in these things. This is a vacuum. So this is one of the very prevalent reasons why you're having a hard time, not just manifesting, just moving forward, because you're living a disingenuous existence. Actually, I should say you're existing in a disingenuous bubble. And you really just got to come correct. Just own your stuff. It's not that hard. If you were getting involved with like a confrontation with somebody, verbal or physical, or back and forth with the emails or the text messages or voicemails, whatever, you have to own your side of it and just release yourself. Say, I'm responsible for my actions. I forgive myself. I release myself from this crazy insanity, this cyclical negativity that's just never going to end, and you just need to separate yourself from it. But just own your stuff. Don't live in this delusional, bubble that you can do no wrong and everybody wants to tell you how perfect you are, because this is conditioning people to not be able to handle the actual truth and reality and real life, because they're actually setting you up for abysmal failure. Back in my day, when you lost, you lost. You had gold stars, silver stars, and the little bronze star stickers they put on your test. And that's the way it is. If you got a 100, that's a gold star. If you got a 45, that's a bronze star. You know, and if you got like a 71, that's a silver star. Things like of that nature. Like if you look at sporting events, both teams don't win. Somebody's got to be a winner or loser. I mean, even if it's tied, eventually they're going to go till this thing breaks. But that's the reality of it. They're teaching you, this new generation, not to accept that everybody's a winner. That's not true, because they're unconsciously setting you up for horrible emotional failure. You got to own your stuff. Stop trying to pass it off to the next guy or try to absolve yourself from any implications of wrongdoing that you've done with selective memory. Like, I don't remember that. People will bring things up that you've done and you did it. Be like, I don't remember that. You're lying. It's not me, it's you. Always passing your stuff on to other people, not realizing that you need change, so you're just denying what they're telling you. It's nothing wrong with me. I'm happy exactly the way I am. That's living in denial, man. You got to own your stuff, whatever it is. You can't just go, oh, it's the whole world. It's not me. That's ridiculous. And my channel is old school. I'm not one of these types of self-help gurus that are going to just, coddle you and swaddle you and tell you how perfect you are. You're probably a great person, but like everybody else, you probably have your moods and your bad days, your ups, your downs, and that's what makes you human. Such is life. But you got to own your stuff. Own it. Say, yes, I did that. I own it. And I forgive myself and ask for forgiveness from others if you've done something terrible to them. You know, if you don't want to forgive somebody for what they've done to you, that's fine. As long as you forgive yourself for allowing it to happen, you release yourself from that. When you forgive somebody for hurting you, it isn't you saying, it's okay what you did to me. What you're saying is, I am releasing myself from this situation, these energies that are holding me back. That's really what you're doing. If you really don't realize it, that's really what you're doing. So, just own your energy, everything you do with it, and everything that you don't do with it, because you're responsible for everything. If you have an ability to do something, you have a responsibility to do something. If you see somebody homeless and you're playing the pretend game as if they're invisible, that's on you, man. The universe is watching everything. If you have an ability like 20 bucks in your pocket and you can buy that person a sandwich and a cup of coffee and you don't, you're just busy pretending that they don't exist by staring at your cell phone, walking to the gym, that's on you. Universe don't roll like that. Okay, I know you probably think because that person's homeless that you're better than they are. It ain't like that. We're all equal in the eyes of God, whether you realize it or not. It doesn't matter if you have hundreds of quintillions of dollars, you don't have a penny in your pocket. We're all equal to God, in the eyes of God. Equal. Value, worth, your soul, everything. So that's coming straight truth to you. Unfortunately, these kids nowadays, the millennials, the Generation X, whatever kind of garbage classification they tack onto these kids, they're so conditioned not to accept or even be prepared to receive something that they've never seen in their life. Actual reality and the actual truth, you know? And this is the reason why they have a disgusting sense of entitlement. They think the world owes them everything and they don't want to do anything at all. They're absolutely lazy. They just stare at their phone. It's just about technology. They're not producing anything. They're not giving anything back to the community. There's no significant contribution. It's just like me, 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 me. And then if you call them out on their BS, I'm going to call CPS on you. It's just ridiculous. It's that way by design. If you've done something and you know you're wrong, own your energy. Own it, and release it. Forgive yourself, ask for forgiveness, and just, don't keep perpetuating that. But to continue to live in a vacuum of lies and denial, that's an existence, man. You got to own your stuff, whatever it is, emotional baggage, your verbal, whatever you've spoken, anything you've done with your hands. God forbid you've laid your hands on somebody, whatever. Sending threatening or harassing emails, text messages, voice, whatever. Getting somebody to, hate somebody else and choose your side, all that petty, childish high school nonsense. That's what I'm talking about. It's time to grow up, and it's time to just realize that if you're going to move into this new earth, you got to let all that subliminal programming and unconscious societal mechanisms go with it, because it can't come with you. Because if you're carrying all that baggage from the past, man, it's just going to make your future more of the same. And you don't want it, and you most certainly don't deserve it. You just have to convince yourself of that. Anyway, the door to your life is open. You just have to walk through or stay in your comfort zone. Choice is yours.